Do you want to hear something a bit uncomfortable but clarifying? What if the reason nothing has changed in your life isn't actually timing, but rather your ability to feel the timing exists? Because what if your nervous system will not physically allow you to step into the future of which you desire because it physically does not resonate with it? Because if we are still stuck with energy from the past, we are absolutely not going to be able to fully step into the future because our bodies physically will not let us, despite all the affirmations and mind work you have probably done. So if this resonates and you're interested in tapping into something you can do right away to help start fix this, then stick around and let's dive in. Welcome to where you are finally able to get unstuck and experience nervous system peace that is integrated into your everyday life as your new normal. Because transformation is a way of life here, and yours begins now. So I'm going to say this simply. Your systems and all of that are actually probably really great. But one of the things we will all do, myself included, like this is why I know it so well. I have lived through this and have consistently worked out of the situation where your body physically stops you from receiving whatever it is that you're working towards or trying to achieve. Today, we're specifically going to be focusing on success and how your body might be the reason, not your timing or your systems, that you are physically unable to step into the future or the timeline or the energy in which you are designing to align with. Let me explain. Most people don't fail because they lack some sort of desire or discipline. They lack it because their body is feeling into technically yesterday's energy, because it's really about what are you thinking about today. You're programming today's body for tomorrow's physical state of being. And essentially then when we reflect on it, it's going to feel like yesterday's energy, because it kind of technically is. If we look at things in a linear fashion, yes, I know things are not linear. They're very multiversed, but for this particular discussion, we're going to look at it in a linear perspective. Okay. And so with that being said, when we understand you don't need to try right now. Less than 5 minutes is all it takes to reset your body. That our mind is the thing that helps us work towards goals, structure, stability, like tangible things. Our body gives us the ability to make it happen. Our nervous system has to feel that ability of change and resonance with that change, rather than sitting with today's energy and programming that is the familiar state in which you're subconsciously programming yourself with. So once we make the conscious changes into things we are wanting to shift into and give our body the physical sensation of what that resonates, what that feels like, the emotions, you'll hear me, especially in my meditations, I'll have you tap into the emotional state, because that is actually what shifts things into the different energies in which that we are trying to accomplish, because that is what is going to move us in all reality. You're free to relax. Inhale and exhale. Yes, we need to have the mental part to give us, direction, give us that structure. I mentioned it before, but that structure only gives you so much. Our body has to physically resonate. That's why you'll hear a lot of my work is shifting the energy, moving it, even just getting it moving. Even if you're crawling, just keep moving forward in some forward moving direction, because it's that momentum, it's that physics. An object in motion will stay in motion until an equal opposite force, ascends upon it essentially and causes it to shift and move direction. That's what we're doing. We're creating a different force of energy upon the, today's frequency that we're subconsciously programming it. We're grabbing it, we're shaping it, we're consciously structuring it into something different. And then we're physically creating the ability to shift into that instead. So I want you to pause for a moment and think, what energy do I need to be in order to create the future in which I seek? How does my body need to feel in order to be aligned to that energy? I'll let you sit on that for a second. These are some deep, profound questions we really can take into meditation. And seriously, I highly encourage you to do that. Take those questions, take questions like that into meditation. play some music, because you don't need very long. 90 seconds is like the technical time frame, honestly. But for me personally, and like people I know who like do meditation often, I tap in so freaking quick, like 20 seconds, and I am just like all in like the ooey gooey energy and just like ready to go, because it's muscle memory. It's something that I have done so much, and my body just goes straight into it. And I always joke, like, I'm the one that when it was the cat that you like close in a box and it's like freaking out, like that was my whole experience with meditation and stuff when I first began, because that's where I was, and have shifted into where it's like so easy to tap right in, go into that coherent state and like activate that heart brain coherence where your body just like goos out. And it's like the greatest thing ever, because you create a natural high in your body. And it's amazing what we can actually do. And so when you recognize you are that powerful, my friend, I'm not special. I just know the techniques, and I'm wanting to share them with you, because the reality is when you're able to shift into something positive that you're wanting to co-create with, that starts to shift everything in everyone's lives around you. Because remember, we are the average of the 5 people we are around the most in our lives. It can technically go up to 10, especially if you have a large network and stuff that you see consistently. It's really going to be those core people. And whether we like it or not, whether we want to or not, we are programming ourselves with their energies. And when we step into that phase of understanding and programming what it is that we are wanting to create with instead, we might have to trim the fat, is what I call it. Trim the fat and help. And that's not necessarily like cutting people off. Like that's going to look so different depending on the relationship, what that looks like, all of it, right? In some cases, it might be cutting off. Some cases, it might be just setting boundaries and limitations on access and things of that nature, right? Like there's so many ways to handle a situation when you recognize someone's energy is not in alignment with what I'm creating. Because this will be another factor. Somebody needs to hear this, because I totally tangented off like my whole script, what I needed to be talking about to talk about this particular thing, because the reality is it's part of that alignment. It's part of that energy. It's part of that co-creation in which we seek to create what it is we want to create, right? That's the whole point of even having this conversation we are trying to achieve. And yes, that means healing. Yes, that means trauma work, but it's more than that, because that is a huge piece of it. That is something we need to learn how to release and do all that stuff 100%, especially if you've like had some like serious stuff happen 100%. However, we also need to do this type of stuff for like our day-to-day wellness, our day-to-day creations, because what if you are trying to achieve, a certain degree or a certain level at work, or, whatever it is, it doesn't really matter, because the core crux of the concepts are the same. And that is being able to recognize within us the different things that are coming up. This very similar to what I help with my trauma clients do, but I'm guiding them through very, tough and, things. But it's like pulling up the different belief systems. What was created in this moment? Where was this? Where does this have a deeper root? Or was this the root cause of that belief system and that feeling, right? And we just start pulling out all these things. And that's really kind of what you're wanting to do with what is trying to stop me from achieving this success. Why am I not receiving this, or this goal, or this love, or this job, or this money, or whatever it is that you are wanting to achieve? Why am I not receiving this? Why is my body struggling to be in that energetic space in which this is my reality? It could be you're scared of being seen, because now with that fame and fortune, like all these eyes are going to be on you. Or maybe you become this big, important person in the community. And again, all these eyes are on you, right? This popularity, it can look like so many different things. But maybe that's what it is. You're scared of being seen. What if it's, more money means more taxes, right? Tax season is right around the corner. I got to pay more in taxes. All the crazy things going on in like California right now. I'm not even going to get into it, but it's like, right? The billionaire's tax. Great. Now I make more money. I'm going to get all my assets and such seized. What? Right? Maybe those are belief systems. Or maybe like rich people are evil. We've had all this stuff with Diddy going on. Like that was absolutely an abuse of power, right? And maybe you have situations and feelings that are on that nature, right? Belief systems to receive, especially money and finances and abundance and prosperity of all kinds, can 100% be blocked. If our body says it is not safe to be here because I'm still dwelling in yesterday's energy. I cannot receive this blessing because once upon a time, someone told me it was bad. Even though I have no direct experience, they sure made sure I understood that it was not a good thing to receive from fill in the blank, to receive by fill in the blank. Whatever that looks like for you, tap into that energy. Tap into what you are subconsciously creating with, because yesterday's energy is trying to keep you in the safety zone because it's a survival mechanism, really. Your body's like, hey, I'd like to see tomorrow and like be able to be fruitful and multiply and all the things, right? I can't do that if I'm dead, right? How am I supposed to do that? And so when we are able to recognize like, okay, body, I see you. Thank you for trying to keep me alive and all the things. And I can achieve this in a way that my body is feeling safe and successful, safe and ready, safe and plentiful, safe and fill in the blanks, right? And so when you are ready to tap into that, you are able to, you know what? Actually, I think what we should do is, instead of just telling you to do it, why don't we do it really quick? It's cold today. It is like 29 degrees and I am so not happy. So I'm all bundled up, but you can place your hands on your heart and close your eyes if that's safe to do so. And I just want you to take a deep belly breath in and just like get into that breathing coherence of where you are sitting in that space where you are wanting to ask yourself, what is stopping me from receiving here? What is stopping me from receiving that next divine action and taking actionable steps that are tangible and fruitful? Body, what are you trying to say to me that is keeping me safe, but also stopping me from receiving this next step I desire? And just breathe into that nice and deep. We're just going to pause here for about 20 seconds. And I just want you to be open. The information is not bad or vicious or whatever. It's just information. And it wants to answer your question. This is wisdom. Hopefully you've had a chance to kind of feel into that energy and start to calm. And you can open your eyes if it feels good. And if you didn't get an answer, I want to encourage you to definitely take that into meditation. Even if you did get an answer, still take that into meditation, go deeper with it. Because like that's how powerful y'all are, seriously. That's how powerful us humans are. Like we can really tap in that quickly and start getting divine answers and start getting guidance. But you do need to be willing to look at it and accept it and say like, okay, wow, yes, this is happening. This is that information that I need to see, even if it's a little bit hard to swallow, because that information, my friend, is going to be a gold mine for what's going to help you achieve everything you're wanting to, instead of having this bogged down energy that is keeping you stuck in yesterday's informational state of being, where your body is being programmed with the energies that don't have the goals achieved, that don't have fill in the blank, right? Whatever it is you've got going on, whatever it is you're trying to receive, if you were trying to receive it, that means technically, I mean, yes, if we want to get quantum, technically you already have it. That's why you're able to call it in, because it's already yours energetically, if we want to be serious. Or linearly speaking, if you didn't have it, you wouldn't be feeling the necessary urge for it, which again, you have the capability of receiving it, because in a future aspect of you, you already do have it. And that is why you feel the urge. And so feel into that energy. You're not crazy. You're just leaning into something that feels really unfamiliar, probably, and maybe even a little bit scary. But what I always tell people, and this is from my own experience, where there is great good, there can be great evil. And we will know it by the way our bodies physically respond to the environment. When something is not good, every time I have encountered it, because yes, I've absolutely encountered it in multiple states. And when you are present with it, like you viscerally will feel it, like you want to vomit. Your stomach feels sour, your body like retracts. Essentially, your body almost goes into a shell. Outside of that, allow yourself to tap into it, allow yourself to receive, because if it's that energy, you're fully able to receive what it is you're meant to be there, right? Like, and again, you will feel into it. You will feel the divineness. You will feel the energy. Your body will just naturally soften, or at least be neutral. You won't have a receptive, detached, compressed, withdrawn feeling where your body, and you'll just feel it. And it's, again, we have to listen to our bodies. God gave us such an amazing vessel to work with. We just have to be willing to listen to it. And that's really all I'm teaching you, is how to listen to the things that are stopping you from aligning with the energy you have already co-created with, because you, my friend, are that powerful. And so with that being said, head on over to the meditation. It's a much deeper dive of that little exercise we did. That was super duper quick and brief. I had a nice ooey gooey reset. And so if you didn't get there, no shame. I'm just really easy to tap into. But most people, it takes around 90 seconds to 2 minutes. That's pretty normal. So hop on over to the meditation. I have a lot more time over there with that, and I will catch y'all next time.